Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Appreciate you guys being here. My name's Max. Midday. Let's see what's going on with the market. Okay, so here's the 5-minute max spreadsheet, and it looks like all of the funds are underperforming. See all the red in that first column on the left? That means the fund is underperforming its benchmark or its parent asset. Okay. That's kind of good news today because all the parent assets are up really big, like 1%, more than 1%. That's huge. The thing about covered calls is we know they underperform whenever the parent assets are up multiple percent. So we expect this. So it's like a good news, bad news situation. Yes, triple QY is underperforming, but it still made 60 basis points. Think about that. It made 60 basis points net and gross. If you could grow 60 basis points every day, and you can't, but if you could, it comes to like 100%. It come to 100% a year. So that this is a good day for these guys, and they got upside. People say they don't get upside. They do get a little bit of upside. In fact, we'll look and see how much upside they got. It's just so little, it doesn't seem like any. I do get that. All right, so they sold the 18,700 strike for $86. So they got the upside between 18,700 and whatever the price was at when they made the trade, which was also known as the intrinsic, which was $45. The intrinsic is their upside. The extrinsic is what they use to pay the dividend with. But yeah, $45 on an instrument that cost $18,000 is not a lot of money. I do get that. I do absolutely get that. But it adds up. You know, they do it every day. So anyway, the good news is these guys are, they're all full profit right now. So try not to dwell on the negative. They're all, none of them are in the money at all last time I checked. Let's check again really quick and make sure that maybe the IWMY isn't. Sometimes it's weaker than the other ones, but even this one's today's up above the profit box. We'll just check on all of them just to take a look at it. Boy, look at that. Look at that. All right. Well, 3 for 3. That's a clean sweep. Now we need to talk about USOY, which is the oil fund. It's a short put fund. Gosh darn it. Well, I looked at the wrong one. Okay, so here's the price of USO. This is the asset they're tracking, and this is the asset they're attempting to monetize the volatility off of by selling options. They sold this 76 strike put. When you sell a put, it's a bet the market will be above the strike price. So they're hoping for above. The higher, the better. In any event, this is probably going to be a losing trade for them. So I'll have the tally at the end of the day. Let's see if this is their first. Let's see. This trade was a losing trade. They put this put on, and the market sold off. They lost that trade. They lost that trade. These trades are both winners because it finished over the top of them. This trade was a loser. That trade was a winner. Puts are kind of complicated. When you buy a put, you're bearish, but when you're selling a put, you're bullish. So, in other words, what would be ideal for us is between this put expires at the end of the day. If between now and the end of the day we rallied to 76, that'd be perfect. That would be our best case scenario. But as it is, we're going to end up with the trading loss on this trade. Now, TLT was on the good list last time, which is, of course, Tress trades TLT. Okay, and TLT, I was looking this morning, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days in a row, it's gapped up. Now this morning it came back and it came back and it touched yesterday's price. So it's no longer, the gap's no longer open today, but in any event, it's been very strong lately. And It's showing TRES unchanged right now. I don't see how TRES is unchanged. This stock just isn't all that liquid. It's hard to even look at it on a 30-minute chart because it just doesn't trade that much. So here it is on a daily chart. And here it is, of course, with the dividends factored back in. It still looks bad. Sometimes you put the dividends back in and it fixes the stock. It doesn't look as bad as the other way, but yeah, it still looks bad here. Well, these guys, this is more of a bear market fund or a high volatility or a volatile market fund. Let's say if we can get some bond volatility, this fund should be good. So we'll see. We shall see. All right, so let's look at Tesla. It was going down last time I checked. It was about to pay off the option on the Crash strike. Crash, of course, is the bullish yield fund. Okay, those are daily bars. Daily bars are actually pretty good. You can see that we're just trading right, under the bullish strike prices and over the bearish strike prices. So all of our calls are winning and the market's going nowhere. So the NAV's basically going nowhere. If you could ever have a stock that would just go straight sideways like this, but still be volatile, that's the key. If you really had a stock that went straight sideways like this, there'd be no volatility and they wouldn't give you anything for selling the options. But if you could have a stock that's paid you money for selling the options and it went straight sideways in a 5 or 10 point range over the course of a year or something, you'd make bank. You could do a strategy like this where you're also selling covered puts, So basically you're selling strangles, selling calls above the market, puts under the market, and just cleaning up. Okay, now the other ones we look at don't have inverse funds yet. So let's just look at NVIDIA. There's no inverse NVIDIA. There is an inverse NVIDIA, but it doesn't pay dividends, and it's not a Yield Max. Not that matters. There's lots of good companies besides Yield Max, but I'm interested in the funds that pay. I'm trying to specialize in the income type strategies. Okay, this is a nice, beautiful gap up this morning on the daily chart for NVIDIA. I mean, this thing just keeps going. So we've already blown out this strike down here at what is that? 1135, I think is what it was. Anyway, we're going for the 1210 strike next, and we're just about there. We'll probably have to roll this by tomorrow. They've already rolled this once this week. This fund's incredible, right? Or no, they haven't rolled this once this week. That was another fund. That was, I believe that was Coinbase. They've already got a rolling this week. I'm going to zoom back into the 30 minutes, get a little more detailed look. Okay. I mean, these guys are definitely capped out. Both of their strikes are maxed out. Okay. Let's see. Let's check old Misty. Grinding higher. Now, they still have a higher strike, though. It's amazingly enough. They've blown out 2 strikes, or I think this actually might be 3 strikes down here. It's just hard to see. They're all close together. They still have a little bit of upside left, or quite a bit of upside left in this one strike here. All right, let's do some buffer reports. So we're going to go to the daily change. Now remember, the high yield fund is in blue, and the parent asset or the benchmark is in red. Whenever the market's up, you aren't going to have a whole lot of outperformance in the index land. Whenever the market's up more than 1%. But look at ULTY. It's doing it. I wonder if it has any GameStop in their portfolio right now. I know they have on and off. We'll definitely give ULTY the fund of the day so far. I'm also going to say TUGN is looking darn good. And I also got to give it up to QDTE and FEPI. So those are the funds of the day in the single name. Let's look at those are the funds of the name in the index division. In the single name division, okay, well, first of all, first thing I noticed is Tesla's outperforming Tesla. That's nice. NVIDIA's up, but it's always up. The strongest yield fund is probably AMD at this point in the day. AMD or NVIDIA. Weakest one is YBIT. And DISO is not looking good either. All right, if any of you guys are still here, I appreciate it. I'm going to show you really quick. I made a video yesterday called doing a straddle strangle swap on a meme stock, or it was 2 days ago, actually. And it was a nice option trade. It was a 4-legged option trade. Not many people watched it, and that's fine. It's I don't expect many people to watch these option ones, but I do have some option traders in the audience, and you guys like this kind of content. Well, anyway, the market hasn't exactly blown up. Hang on a second. I just put this on for such a good price. This call out here, it was going for almost $3 2 days ago when I sold it at the 45 strike. I mean, it's just these other, what I was telling people, in case you didn't see that video, this structure is kind of trying to imitate a covered call type structure, but without the unlimited downside. I like covered calls, but I don't like the unlimited downside. In a covered call type structure, you take an out of the money call that's move it as far out as you can and sell it for as much premium as you dare, and that's what you're trying to monetize. Anyway, this one's worked out pretty good, pretty well. I did it in real life too. In real life, it's up $100. The last time I checked my account, the simulator is saying it should be up 50 or 60 right now. What's going to happen with this is time's going to pass. As time passes, as long as it stays over 26 or whatever, it's getting theta decay. You can see the profit loss line is going up. That's the kind of trade we're trying to create. Anyway, if the market just stays where it is, this trade will expire worth about $140, and it costs a little more than $400 to put on. I did it in real life, and my real life fills were a little better, and my risk was actually a little under $400. Anyway, right now I'm up right around 100. I still have it open. I thought some of you guys might be interested. Whenever more meme stocks appear, I'll probably give some more examples of these kinds of trades. So I thought I'd just mention that, but I'm not going to make a separate video, so you guys don't have to watch a separate video. Also, additionally, this was also a meme trade, this one, just to show you both sides of the equation. I put a 3-legged trade on here, and I did this in real life too. This one's not doing so well. This one's down $17. On the simulator, I did it 5 times in real life. In real life, I'm down a little over $100. So right now, the two trades are canceling each other out. But I'm hoping that one of these two, if not both of these two, will have a pickup in volatility. This one's called Faraday something or another. This one's, they say, is a short squeeze candidate too. Who knows? Anyway, I appreciate you guys for being here, and I'll be back after the market closes. We'll look at we'll definitely look at the buffer report, and we'll also get a final tally on that USO trade. That USO is that's gonna cause some damage. So we'll do a final tally on that, and we'll of course we'll do the buffer report, and we'll see how everything's doing. We might even take a look at some stuff for tomorrow too. All right, guys, I'll probably be back here in a couple of hours. Thank you very much.